Hey, Olive Branch, and welcome back to our Olive Branch Christmas podcast. And this is going to be episode number 5. And our whole goal in this podcast, again, is to help you love, live, and share the Christ of Christmas. Now, what we're looking at today, I'm really excited about because we're going to help you learn how to love Christ more in our Christmas music and probably some songs that you haven't heard in a long time or maybe you even forgot about. And my guest today is David Weiss. He's actually been helping us here. He's our music director. And what's awesome about what he's been doing is pulling our teams together and helping organize our music. And one of the things he agreed to do was to lay down a podcast for you all. He's going to do a couple more about some of the Christmas songs. And he's going to give you some great information, some historical information, some music information that I think will help you enjoy this song even more. And then he's going to do our rendition himself. And so I'm excited to introduce you guys to David Weiss. I'm excited to introduce you guys to this song, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, as he's going to present it to us. So here is David.
A long time ago, people might have just sat around their houses or their campfires or their chimneys and just listened to music a lot like that, just improvising melodies, making songs, and just making music. Actually, there was a word for it. It was called musicking. I love that term. It's a verb that just means to make music. That's probably how some of these very early carols came about. The one I want to look at today is God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. This is one of the earliest Christmas carols that we have. There aren't a lot of songs that we listen to that are 500 years old, frankly. There aren't a lot of songs that exist today that are that old. Even thinking back to like Mozart and Beethoven and even Johann Sebastian Bach, they're towards 300 to 400 years old, but 500 years, talking about the 1400s even, this song can be traced to. That goes back before all of those guys. That's one thing I love about this song. It puts you into a different place. God Rest You Merry Gentlemen has been a powerful Christmas staple for longer than almost any song. It's probably one of the oldest songs that still exists in the church. And what's really cool about it is how the song came about was back in that time in England. We're going back to 1400s to 15th century England. There were a lot of churches, as there are today. Many of those churches are probably still around, although they're likely falling into disrepair at this point. But when those churches were when they were active at that time, people would be holding services in them and everything was sung in Latin. People would be singing the songs, but it was very somber. It was very just focused on holiness and the awe and the reverence to the Lord, which is good, but that's not all that worship is. Worship is also joy. Worship is also fun and excitement. And this particular song has a little bit of an interesting fact about it. It's God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember, Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. O tidings of comfort and joy, O tidings of comfort and joy. The opening phrase makes you think of sitting back and relaxing. God rest ye merry gentlemen. But just like music changes over a long period of time, language can change too. Back in this time, the English language was very different. In fact, there's a secular song that exists from this time as well called Summer is a Coomin' In. It's one of the earliest songs we have on record with any kind of music notation. And you can barely understand what the words are saying. It's English, but over time, words have changed their meaning. Words have been brought into the language, and from French and Spanish, the language today is a little bit of a mixture of a bunch of different things. But at that time, it was a little bit more based on the tribal English languages of that area. And certain words have changed meaning. So when you hear God rest you merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay, it gives you the image of peaceful Christmas joy. At this time, rest meant more God keep you, God make you. It's an act of God changing something. And merry old England, or Robin Hood's merry men, they weren't just a bunch of sing-song happy guys out in the forest. Merry means mighty. Merry means go forth and be strong. God make you strong, gentlemen. Let nothing you dismay. That's more of the meaning that this would have had for the people at the time. And when you think about the words throughout the song and how the language is about saving us from Satan's power when we had gone astray, tidings of comfort and joy, this is almost a battle call to go and share the great news, the good news of tidings of comfort and joy to the world. So, God make you strong, gentlemen. Don't be dismayed. Don't worry. Remember, Christ was born on Christmas Day. I love that. Musically, it would have been sung in more of an upbeat way. You know, this is another way that the peasants at the time in rural England or in the cities would have wanted to differ from just the slow, reverent sense of awe in their church services, is they wanted something fun. People would actually dance to these songs, which kind of like rock and roll in the 50s, kind of like jazz in the 20s and 30s. Everyone lost their mind, I imagine, because you don't dance to church music, right? It seems like the age-old struggle was evident even then. And I would be willing to bet that even earlier than that, there's just been this constant tension of, can music be fun in church? This song says yeah. And the fact that it's been passed down as one of the most iconic and consistent songs throughout church history, I think says yeah too. So let's go ahead and let's hear it. I'm gonna play it, and here's the song. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we had gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. In Bethlehem and Judah, this blessed babe was born, and laid within a manger upon this blessed morn, which his mother Mary did nothing take in scorn. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. From God our heavenly Father, a blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we had gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Indeed, Merry Christmas to you, David. What an incredible opportunity to learn about that song. And I hope that it encourages all of us out there as Christians in a time period where, to be quite honest, it can feel a lot like the world is forgetting about what Christianity is about, what Christmas is really about, and that we can actually be made mighty in the midst of some difficult times. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you find encouragement in what David shared with us today. And I hope what happens for you is that you will find yourself being mighty with your family and presenting Christ this Christmas and proclaiming the tidings of comfort and joy that come through Jesus Christ. Hey, we're so glad that you've been willing to join us on this little journey in these podcasts. And maybe you're new to it. Would you mind sharing it with somebody either online or subscribe to it? You know, if you want to ask some questions and maybe get some feedback, we'd love to hear from you. You can simply email us at info@obcc.church, and we would love to answer some of those questions or perhaps even engage in future podcasts with you as we have these conversations about Christmas. Hey, we hope that God is blessing you and that we will see you this weekend at church, and we are just excited about what God is doing in our Christmas season, this podcast just being one of them. May the Lord bless you. May he keep you. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. And we'll hopefully see you tomorrow.